Hey, what's going on, world? It's the one and only DJ Robbie Keaton. Y'all know what time it is, man. I'm not gonna waste no time. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to give a quick take on this little situation that took place with Quentin Rampage Jackson's son, Raja. And before I even get into anything, I'm just gonna roll the footage and we're gonna rap about it right after this here.
My son might be getting arrested or something. Oh yeah. My son got in a fight at a pro wrestling event. I'm fucking strange.
What, you don't know me?
Hell no. Yeah.
Hey, that's hey, I think that's a
Oh, you don't sell it?
easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
You're good.
What the fuck was that?
You don't sell it?
Dude, he's not a fucking
Bro.
worker, bro.
What the fuck was that? Hold on. I don't play that shit, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Nah, I will fuck him
we're
up,
good.
bro.
I know you will.
No.
We're good.
I apologize.
I appreciate it.
I didn't know. I just thought you were a worker. Don't see my real. You still the camera.
I get it.
That's good. We're working out. Well, he's gonna come out on your mat, Juice. I know you keep thinking we're working. We're always working.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. Now you
You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Os? We're always working. So we'll set it up. I'll have him come out during your mat so we could fucking seal the whole thing and we'll make something out of it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna keep it real, man. After watching the footage, you know what I'm saying? I see a lot of stuff going on. And look, it's not my place to first and foremost, I'm gonna speak on the fatherly issues first, and then I'm gonna go into the whole situation about the incident itself. It's not my place to be judgmental of who's a good father, who's a bad father. You get what I'm saying? I'm a father myself, and I know what it is to experience certain things, especially with your children. You know what I'm saying? But the response to that whole situation of what took place, I felt that it could have been a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into this here. First of all, being a young man, 25 years old, you know what I'm saying? I understand a lot of things. At that age, in some cases, a lot of young men, especially, they everything is perked up. You know what I'm saying? Some of them hot heads. I've been down that street. So I can speak a lot about that type of situation. But looking at this video, there was a lot of things going on. Okay, first and foremost, if you're a veteran in this situation, you got to first address something probably a little bit more understandable, because a lot of people ain't got time for playing and all that shit there. I'm just gonna be real with you. A lot of people ain't got time for playing. And then, you can clearly see out there, them guys been, and it was before the show, them guys was out there drinking, so forth, so on. Um, I felt if you're gonna show somebody something, you know, be direct. You know what I'm saying? It's basically supposed to be a rib job or whatever. Anybody who love wrestling, hell, I've been watching it since the late '70s, so of course I'm a big fan of it. You know, you're gonna have people that like people backstage. You're gonna have people that dislike people. This young man, of course, he's fresh to the business. He don't know much about it. He's coming out the MMA world. You know what I'm saying? After a fight or two or whatever, and he's basically green. Not trying to make any excuses for him. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, once you in that business, you got a job to do, and part of your job is being able to work with other people. He took the shit personal, even though it seemed like they squashed everything out there. But he took that shit to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? And instead of it just being part of what the plan was. He went out there. He basically went UFC mode on him. You know what I'm saying? He went UFC mode on him. And I'm gonna say this. You know what that young man did. I'm not gonna sit up in front and make like I condone that because I don't. You get what I'm saying? That's part of the business. Even though you're dealing with a person probably that I wasn't there, so I can't really speak on what all took place before before the cameras were rolling and all that shit there. But even as a rib, you can kind of see that when the guy did what he did, he smashed the cup of plastic bottle, whatever the hell that was, up against his head. He basically put his hand in the way to block it or whatever. But then that goes back to what I was saying about getting that type of understanding. You got to get that clarity with somebody, man. You can't just be doing that shit. And like I say, dealing with a young cat, they don't know you like that. They're not gonna be with all that playing and shit like that. So you got to be if you're a veteran to the company or whatever, you got to speak up. You got to talk to people. So they made it seem like everything was okay. You see, seen what's his name? Uh Cycle Stew. Cycle Stew is the other cat name. Um, he apologized and everything about it, and just from watching it, I thought it was clean too. I thought it was like, yo, that's a squash deal. So I guess my man Rajah Jackson wasn't having that shit. He went out to the ring, he scooped him up, and when he dropped him from the impact, that shit right there knocked him out. And then he took and wailed on him some more. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the guys the wrestlers that came there and tried to break the shit up. You know what I'm saying? And they, even with them gathering together, they had a hard time with that young man. My deal is this here, man. Look, in the natures of the business, you gotta be professional with what you do. Whether you're a rookie coming in the door or you're a veteran. I see, and I'm gonna keep it real. I don't see any rights in the situation from both parties. I feel that the it should have been explained and explained a little bit better. It could have been it could have been approached a little bit better. But then on the other hand too, that young man, he definitely, man, he had to take it to the level that he took it to. You know what I'm saying? And going back to the fact though with the situation, the response that his father gave. Like I say, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a huge Rampage Jackson fan. You get what I'm saying? But I don't think his approach to what took place is right. You know what I'm saying? He, at the end of the day, you could have been, you could have just really, really, really talked to this man because there ain't no ifs, ands, or buts, man. You see it yourself, and I'm not, gonna sit up here and say I know what goes on in people homes and what they got going on, but there's a lot of missing hit going on there. You know what I'm saying? So, um, that should have been something that you should have sat down and really, really talk to your son about. On the other hand, I'm pretty much sure. And even though they may like they squash it and everything, I'm pretty much sure there are gonna be some charges coming to play about that. You know what I'm saying? Because even though as a wrestling fan, I know myself, even just from listening to the professional and legendary wrestlers, even express this on many occasions. There've been a lot of fights going on backstage with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the times with different top names and stuff like that. That's just part of the deal. You know what I'm saying? But in this case here, you basically got a promotion, a small promotion that's really not big like that. And I really feel not only, the guy got basically knocked unconscious, but at the end of the day, he took some bruises, some real bruises and bumps, and really got injured pretty bad. So he may say it's cool, but at the end of the day, I don't believe that shit. Because first and foremost, he's not gonna really go after that young man. He's really gonna go where the money's at. And that's why I feel that there's going to be a serious case behind that situation. And look at it for what it is. The shit is all over TV. So you know it's not going to end there. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely going to be some more behind it. So all I say is this here, young man, at the end of the day, you know, you in the league of your own when it comes to, you know, doing your thing. You know, you're following your father's footsteps with the MMA and even to the wrestling standpoint. But there's a lot of shit that you got to learn, brother. And it's all about discipline. It's not my place to sit up there and teach anybody about that. But the fact of the matter is, if I can, you know, preach a little bit and say anything that could be constructive to anybody, and hell, even myself, I still have to learn at this day and age. Choose your steps wisely, bro. Choose your steps. Excuse me. Choose your steps wisely, because this, you know, not only to the fact that you know you can end up facing charges from this situation, but somebody gonna have to cough up some bread some way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful. Be mindful of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm DJ Robbie Key, and check this out, people. I want to hear what y'all thoughts is on this situation. You know what I'm saying? Drop some comments down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm out this shit.